Tanner's pick of the week was the 1985 film Police Story, which in fact is a very straightforward comedy. Take us away.
That's right, guys. Police Story is about police officer Kakui Chan, who... I don't know how to characterize this guy. I kind of want to call him a goofball. I guess I'll stick with that. He's a funny guy.
I'd say he's a doofus, personally.
Yeah, he's a bit of a doofus. But they're doing this big drug bust, headed by this sort of businessman type character that they're trying to take down. But he gets away, and Jackie Chan is tasked with protecting the guy's secretary so she can testify against him, but she decides not to do that, and so he goes free. And once the guy goes free, he has a cop killed in order to frame Jackie Chan, and then Jackie Chan kills him. The end. He doesn't kill, but, like, you know, he arrests him. Jackie Chan is like, I gotta free my name, or whatever the fuck, and then...
Yeah, exactly.
He fights a bunch of people, and he wins. The plot is not important in this movie. Here's my haiku as inspired by Police Story. A drug bust gone wrong. Super cop wacky hijinks. That looked like it hurt.
Yeah. A lot of these stunts look like they hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when we see, like, the fucking, like, I don't know, the fucking, like, end credits little video things that they've got, where people are just fucking constantly being wheeled off.
Yeah. It's funny, the bloopers were, I was cracking up on them, because they're like 75%, goofy little acting mistakes, and, it's like Jackie Chan smiling and being like, I messed up that scene, and then 25% people being carted off to the hospital.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Do we have a confirmed kill count on this film?
I think it was like 50 people, dude.
Sounds about right.
It was half of China.
Like, did you see that scene where they were just, like, bulldozing through a bunch of, like, ragged-ass shacks that a bunch of, like, people are just living in? Just plowing through them with cars?
That shit was fucking awesome, dude. That's where this movie excels. I think it excels in action and comedy. I found the action scenes incredibly exciting, and I thought the comedy, shockingly enough, despite the language barrier, I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, like, going into this movie, I was not expecting much whatsoever. I was really expecting to be like, it's just some fucking, like, action movie. Maybe there'll be some jokes here and there or something. But no, it really succeeded in both fucking areas it was going for here. Like, it was shockingly, incredibly entertaining.
Yeah. I think there's some pacing issues. Not major, though, but yeah, it slows down in a few places. The big thing that comes to mind to me when I'm watching Jackie Chan do shit is I'm like, how is this man so fucking nimble? And that is not a word that I normally use. Like, Jackson pointed out when he's going to save Secretary Girl, the way he just vaults that gate in the most effortless movement I've ever seen. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, here's a little known fact about Jackie Chan, actually. He doesn't do any of his own stunts.
Shut up. I do think his character turn where he turns into Punish Jackie is a little, let's say, sudden.
Yeah.
Like, he just kind of turns crazy and arguably evil very quickly.
He needs to clear his name, Tanner.
Yeah, I guess, but yeah, that shit was funny. Yeah,
once he gets framed, he just goes on a fucking bloodbath mission here.
Yeah, he's fucking insane from that point forward.
He's taking people out left and right.
Which is very fun to watch, but a bit nonsensical, but... And,
like, the way that, like, the movie ends with him just, like, beating the shit out of these people.
Yeah, he performs
like the fucking
a Mortal
lawyer,
Kombat
the fucking
finisher.
Like, yeah. He does an ultra combo on this crooked businessman or whatever the fuck, and the movie just fucking ends. It just freeze frames. There's no conclusion to anything whatsoever.
Yeah. Like freeze frames on him, screaming out in rage or whatever.
It's like, what do we take away from that?
Right. Jackson, you typically don't like action movies. How'd you like this one?
Or comedies, for that matter.
Yeah, True. This is a 2-for-1 special for genres I generally don't like. I would agree. I think this movie is more entertaining than I expected it to be, given I did not know it was a comedy, figuring I know nothing about Jackie Chan. I I thought some of the comedy was funny. I liked some of the gags. I thought the action was funny, just because of how over the top they made all of it.
Yeah.
The plot's kind of stupid. I couldn't care less. A lot of the comedy did, in fact, fall flat pretty quickly for me as well. It's okay. I think it's an alright film. I think it's a fun time to watch, but it's absolutely nothing special to me. Mm-hmm. I really don't have a whole ton to say about it.
That's
except
fair
that
enough.
I appreciate the commitment to the bit.
It was definitely a movie that, you know, there isn't a whole lot you truly can say about it. It's like, hey guys, there were some really fucking cool action moments, and there were some pretty silly moments too. So go check it out if that sounds like it's right up your alley.
Yeah.
Haha, I like this one action moment. Haha, I like that one comedy action moment.
Did you guys see the part where Jackie Chan like punched that guy and then he like turned around and punched the other guy? That was fucking crazy.
I like the part where we vaulted the vent smoothly.
Yeah.
The vent smoothly.
To be.
And speaking of people who enjoy comedy, here's what Dylan thought about it.
So this is going to be my review on Police Story, a movie that is quite literally pretty much everything that I heard is done by Jackie Chan. Yeah, this was a pretty interesting movie. I think in the summary, not even the summary, basically its tags, it was like a comedy action thriller. I definitely got the action thriller parts. If this movie was trying to be funny, it didn't really connect. I thought the acting was pretty serviceable to okay. I don't know what the standards would be. It was kind of just whatever. The plot was pretty interesting. I thought, you just got this cop guy who's basically the best at what he does, but he's also pretty much lying to almost everybody. He mentally snaps at the end of the movie. And he's just trying to get the big case. He's trying to get his way. And I like that a lot of the stunts in this movie were almost full speed, and that's something you don't see too often. But I also like the idea of them being able to have destructible environments, just, smashing through glass, smashing through walls. And that's kind of like a lot of first try kind of shots, too. So that was pretty cool. And I also liked at the end, during the credits, they had people being brought out on gurneys and stretchers and stuff. So I think this movie might have been a little more full speed than I originally thought. But I think, and this is kind of off tangent, but I like how this movie felt like a passion project for Jackie Chan, because you could see how much fun he was having and how much he was just trying to guide and direct people at the end of the movie. And I thought the environment, the setting was nice. And the acting was, like I said, pretty serviceable. I don't really have a ton else to say about this movie. It wasn't anything phenomenal, but I also don't think it was terrible. So I think with all that in mind, I'll just go ahead and give my rating. So for Police Story, I gave it a B-.
He didn't realize it was a comedy.
How is this possible?
It just baffles the mind,
This is like Happiness all over again, except he didn't give it F tier.
Yeah.
True.
He just has some sort of mental block with comedies, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe that's why so many of our interactions with him turn awkward, because we use comedy a lot, and he just doesn't...
It just goes right over his head.
Yeah.
Just doesn't get... He's like, what do you
That would
mean by
actually
that?
explain so fucking much.
You've recontextualized Dylan.
Yeah. Also, when he referred to it as destructible environments, and he's talking about, real-ass life...
Yeah.
It's very funny.
They did just do a lot of destruction in the film, but yeah, destructible environments is a queer way of describing that.
It reminds me of that time he referred to a live-action movie as having good graphics.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of modern filmmaking, it's not probably incorrect, given like 90% of everything's done on a green screen.
True. Anyway, are we ready to rate this one, I guess?
I think so. What are you giving it, man?
I so desperately wish I could justify putting this one in the S tier. But
then why don't you?
I can't. It's just the fact that it is just action and comedy and just a nonsense plot and plenty of awkward stuff that isn't very entertaining. Just I would not feel right putting it in the S tier. Unfortunately, I think it's entertaining enough to be in there, but it just has a few too many things holding it back. So I'm going to be giving this one an A+.
I was gonna say Dylan gave it a B-, and he didn't understand it was a comedy and seemed to not really enjoy it that much. And I'm the exact opposite, but I gave it a B, which is not much better.
There we go. Well, Tanner, you may not be willing to give an S tier, but I'm kidding. I'm gonna give an A minus.
Whoa.
And that puts it at a B plus overall.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Our most common rank strikes again.
Yeah. How does it keep happening?